The showcases are over, the hype train has left the station, and now comes the hard part, deciding what actually stood out. This week on the GoGcast, we're sharing our top 5 games of the Summer Game Fest season and comparing the reveals we just can't stop thinking about.
Get ready for the Girls on Games podcast, your weekly dose of news, reviews, and everything video games. Always served with a good helping of hype and just a pinch of salt. And now, your host, Leah.
Hello and welcome to another Girls on Games podcast. My name is Leah. I'm the host of this show. This is episode number 543, and joining me around the digital table includes Catherine. Hello, Kat.
Hello.
And we've got Joelle back. Hey, Joelle.
Hello. Did you miss me?
Yeah, we did. We'll get into how you're doing now in a sec. Let's get through some housekeeping. If you enjoy this show, you can subscribe. We're available on Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Podbean. If you'd like to give us a tip or maybe buy us a coffee, you can do that by going to our Ko-fi. That's ko-fi.com/girlsongames. So, Joelle, how you feeling? You on the mend?
You know, I am on the mend in all sorts of ways. So, yeah, I was out with my partial knee replacement. That ended up going really, really well, doing really fantastic with that, actually, which is really nice to, go through that. I'm almost in less pain now than I was when I was pre-surgery. So, that's really really nice. Yeah, 2 weeks out. Yeah, and I'm, walking unassisted and, I went to PT yesterday and he was really surprised at how mobile I was already. So hopefully we can keep that trend going. Unfortunately, right after surgery, I did have some complications. I actually ended up going to the hospital.
Oh, no.
Was in the hospital for a couple days. I guess the stress of the surgery and then all the meds I was on. I think I was taking I kid you not, 6 different medications.
Oh, that's a pain.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think my body was just no, we're not going to handle this very well. And I ended up getting colitis, which is just a GI issue. So it was pretty brutal. I kind of really didn't eat much for 2 weeks.
That's annoying.
So, yeah, it was pretty bad. But all that's behind me. I had a really great partner who was really supportive throughout the whole thing, and took really good care of me. And now I'm back on to eating pretty much everything except for not a lot of raw food at once. I don't eat salads right now. That's just kind of too much. But anyway, yeah. And it's so annoying too, because when you're so nauseous and sick like that, you kind of just don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
So I couldn't reading or gaming and even watching TV. I was I can't, I don't know. So I'm happy to be able to just be back to enjoying things again. So
that's good. We're glad you're on the mend.
Oh, me too.
Yeah. Kat, did you do anything fun this week?
I did. I did a whole day of restaurants.
A whole day?
Yeah. On Saturday, my friend from work came back from her trip to Brazil, so we joined up for breakfast. We went to El Rey del Taco on Chateau Market to have some huevos rancheros, which is fucking delicious, by the way, and just catch up, talk shit. And then in the evening, I have my online Pathfinder 2 game. But before that, my friend from work, Brad, with whom I play this game, he was like, I kind of want to grab a burger before. I was like, bet, let's go. So we went to Casse Croûte Mange dans mon hood, which I beg all the blogs and the people that give awards to restaurants to stop giving them to the restaurants in my area, please and thank you.
Because they're getting swarmed, aren't they?
Yes. There's lineups. They sell out.
Oh,
and
man.
I'm just it's a good burger. Listen, Casse Croûte Mange dans mon hood is the type of place that has 2 things on the menu. Smash burgers and fries.
Okay.
And, you can get the regular fries, dirty fries, poutine. You can get a smash burger. They have the regular toppings, their version of a Big Mac type full dress thing. You can swap the meat for a Beyond patty, and that's about it. That's all the options you have. That's it. But they just do that and it's very good. And for anybody that's familiar with the Montreal food scene, that restaurant is it like across from like the Jean Talon Hospital and it's like in a sub-basement. That used to be like a pho place called La Belle Tonquille, which was also like very well known. Essentially, the owner's mother used to run La Belle Tonquille. He took over and they moved that restaurant elsewhere. And then he and a new partner used the old locale to open the Smash Burger place.
Okay.
So they're running 2 restaurants. Yesterday when I went, because my friend was like, I'll be there for 5. And I had walked past before and I told them, hey, now they're closing. Like they used to be open from like 11 to 11, like from lunch and then dinner, whatever. Now they were closing like for an hour and a half, like from like 3:30 to 5 to rest and to restock and everything. So I told them like they're reopening at 5. So, and I went and I waited in line and I was there at like 5 to 5 because I just left my house and I was like, I'll get there when I get there. I live close by. He was taking transit to get there. And he said, I'm going to be like late. I don't know, possibly like 10, 15 minutes. I'm like, well, just give me your order in case I get to the front. He was 15 minutes late and I was inside the restaurant, but the lines like went around in the restaurant. And I was just like, y'all got to stop giving awards. Because I used to go to this place once in a while, you know, like I would go like at 4:30 on a Friday to just grab a burger to go because it was quicker that way. And by the time I got home, you know, do the thing, and, you know, there's a lot of like Uber Eats in and out. And, you know, it was a busy place. It was already a well-known place. And, you know, I would avoid the like 6 p.m. rush by like showing up between 4:30 and 5. By the time I got home with my food, I'd be hungry, just have an early dinner. So now it's not even possible.
Wow.
Not even possible. So
Crazy.
I know. You know, between that and them giving like Michelin star to some places or, you know, giving shout outs. And a lot of people are discovering like the restaurants in my like shitty area of Montreal. And I'm like, no, you can't. You're going to there's going to be lineups and you're going to raise up the prices. Like, you know, like Malchamo Hood was at the center of the Venn diagram of good and affordable. I think the affordable circle is going to creep away. So yeah, but there's other burger places in the area. It's
called Mange dans mon hood, like eat in my hood.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. We just call it like when we type it out, we just call it like MDMH. So that we don't type out the whole thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, we went for burgers and then it was raining outside and the place was, of course, packed. I was like, let's just grab it to go and, you know, like come and eat at my place. And that's what we did. And then he took the bus home in time to log in so that we could play our game online. So yeah. And then today I just went over I spent the day with Uva. We just faffed about. We watched Hoppers, the Pixar movie.
Yeah.
How was that?
That was cute. It was adorable. It was good fun. It's definitely a kid's story about like standing up for what you believe in, but also like learning flexibility and compromise and everything. And the creatures are cute. And the stupid lizard that goes, lizard, 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 lizard is in there.
Of course.
Because like she opened Disney Plus and I was like, that's the lizard from all the GIFs and the meme I've been seeing. So yeah, we kind of like watched that. We went for a coffee and then to avoid the rain, we came back to our place and we watched that. And then I came home and then it was like bright sunshine suddenly after like a good like 2 days of constant rain. I was like, well, I'm not going outside anymore though.
Yeah. We got caught in the rain on Friday night. Mike and I went to see Baby No Money down at the RBC Amphitheater, which is half outdoors. But we were down on the floor, so we were okay. But when we went to leave, it had started to rain. And the other thing you need to remember is RBC Amphitheater is down around the area where FIFA is going to be in the stadium. So the traffic down there and the restrictions are nuts right now. Just the week before a FIFA starts. So first game is on Thursday. I know. And first game for Canada is on Friday, along with USA. First game is on Friday night. But Mexico kicks it all off on Thursday. And then there's a countdown concert that's happening Wednesday evening. So yeah, I just want to get through the first weekend. Honestly, see me on the other side of this weekend. That'll be good. I know we will probably be recording just for folks to know, yeah, our recording schedule is going to be a little wackadoo over the next few weeks because of my work schedule. And also, I have to go to the dentist next Monday. And I'm just like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to talk after that, you know? So, yeah. But Baby No Money, freaking flying concert. He was so good.
Really?
My God. I was jumping around like a maniac for 2 hours.
That's awesome. It's so good
Yeah.
when concerts are good. It's like just hits all the right spots.
And I think he said it was his biggest show ever, which I can kind of see because it's a large amphitheater, and you know, like he's not the biggest artist, you know what I mean? But his following has really grown, and his whole theme the tour is called the Internet Explorer Tour. So all of his merch and stuff is very like Internet Explorer, late 90s, early 2000 aesthetic.
I gotta
Oh
look
my
for that.
God, it's amazing.
That's funny.
Yeah, the whole thing. And I took a bunch of videos, posted some stuff for work. But yeah, he's so cool. I think he's awesome.
I've seen him like pop off on TikTok and stuff. He clearly has he's happy to be there and he has all the fun.
Yeah,
I love it.
Totally. That's exactly what.
And the
he's
music
like.
is good.
The music is so good. It's so much fun. All right. Let's do Fantasy Critic Podcast League. Nothing was released, no bids, and no drops. So, yeah, that's where we are right now. Because of the way that the releases kind of rolled out, the opportunities was truly like the big press conferences. The PlayStation State of Play was really the only thing. And not a lot announced releasing this year. I saw 2 games that I had marked down as releasing this year. So yeah, we're still a little, we still have time. I think this week is when everything's going to go buck wild in the chat on that. So when it comes to standings right now, it remains Kat in first, Joelle in second, and myself in third. Over on the Community League, also nothing had released, but we had lots of actions in the bids and the drops. So Warhammer 40,000 Bolt Gun 2 was picked up as a counter pick by Phoenix with a bid of $1. Lords of the Fallen 2 was won by Jessica Starr as a counter bid for $10. Then Blighted was won by Darth Stridius with a bid of $5. And Avatar Legends, the fighting game, was also won by Darth with a bid of $2. And then Darth coming in with a third. No rest for the wicked. He picked that up for $10. NJK wisely dropped Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis because I believe that was announced then to go into 2027. So when it comes to the Community League, let me just go open up the list and see where we stand. Jessica Starr remains in first place. Then it's Phoenix, Ross, Joelle, Offshore Meteor, Pat, Steensby Kingsby, Darth Stridius, Kat, Arya Richter, Margot Plays, myself, NJK, and Fred. I would imagine we're going to need to carve out a good 5 minutes for me to go through everything that is going to happen in the leagues next week.
Yeah. I saw like the updates. It was mostly people had bought stuff that got updated dates. Like we got spammed at one point and I was like, all these games have been bought like eons ago. Now they're just being confirmed. So it wasn't as big as a rush to the league as I was expected.
Yeah. Because the thing is we'll get into this when we talk more about like the games that we've got kind of listed for our top picks from the Summer Game Fest festivities. There wasn't a lot saying like coming this year with like actual lockdown dates.
Right.
So like not too much to pick up. Right? Because we're only going till the end of 2026 in this iteration of the league. All right. Well, instead of just talking about doing the Fantasy Critic, let's get into what we're actually playing. So, Joelle, over your break, you didn't get to play much, or did you get to dive into anything at all?
Played some more Diablo.
Okay.
DLC. Lord of Hatred, which was good. I will say that I feel like it's been a bit of like a touch and go with that. There's been some segments of the game that have been really fun and worthwhile to play. And then there's been other segments that feel kind of like filler, which I just think was just kind of strange coming from like that sort of a Diablo highly anticipated DLC. But I don't know, just like, okay. And then I did pick up Lego Batman.
Oh, I've heard good things.
And I think I need to like reset my expectations, but I don't know. So far, I'm not enjoying it.
Really? Because I've heard lots of people say it's like the Arkham or
I
the
know.
Arkham Knight or Arkham Asylum or something of the Batman Lego series.
Yeah, and maybe I just need to, because I'm kind of like out of my nausea stupor, maybe I need to like play it a little bit more, because I was just like uncomfortable. Like it was hard to sit and like play, and then I'd get really sleepy. But I think that other Lego games, they have a little bit more like juice worth the squeeze, I would say, like in the beginning.
Okay.
And this to me just felt like a 4-hour tutorial, like in the beginning process of it. And I know they're games for kids, like I get it, and I know that they follow the movie or the storyline like kind of to a point, right? Like it's very much like you're playing like the movie. And I just don't think I remember feeling that way when I played the Horizon Lego game. I don't think I remember feeling that way when I played like the Star Wars. So I don't know. I'm gonna keep kind of going with it, but I don't know. It's not hitting some of those fun notes for me as much. So the game is beautiful. The voice acting is great. Like the game is well made, obviously, and like it harkens back to like the Dark Knight movie, which is what they're largely basing it off of. But sometimes also with the Legos, like they have such the fun, over the top, campy humor, and this one doesn't quite get there. So it kind of like half asses it, which
crazy.
Which to me, I'm just like, this isn't like, either go all the way or don't do it. It's kind of like one of those things. So I don't know. Again, I'm gonna keep going with it. But yeah, so far I guess it didn't bring me as much joy as maybe I was putting too much expectations on it.
Have you played any couch co-op with it? Because usually those games are big for that.
Yeah, we haven't been able to play any of that couch co-op yet. I will say that this probably actually out the gate probably has some of the best couch co-op options right away.
Okay.
So I would say that if you if you're with people that don't play a lot of games, but like Batman, if they've played Lego games before or they want to try it, this would be a really perfect game for people that don't game that much. And they're going to be really involved, like really, really soon. Like you probably only need to play the first 30 minutes by yourself, and then you automatically can start with a partner. And there's lots of things for them to do, and that move the story along on purpose. So I will say that if you're looking for a good thing to kind of play with a buddy or with someone that wants a really, really, easy, fun, entertaining game, then I would say this probably was a good one to pick up. And I think that the game will open up more. I just kind of got to get there, I think is kind of where I'm at. I think the beginning is just a little bit slower than I anticipated.
More to come on that one. Kat, what are you playing?
I finally jumped into Forza Horizon 6.
Sick.
Yeah, because I needed something like that I could jump in and out quickly. Low engagement. So yeah, not into Spider-Man 2 yet. Forza games, especially the Horizon game, they're just so hype.
Yeah.
Like straight off the bat, they're just like, yo, we're in Japan and you showed up and I have 2 extra cars. Let's go driving and see if we can qualify to be in Horizon. And we did qualify to be in the Horizon Festival. And well, suddenly the organizers wants us to help them like photograph cars and everything. And yeah, I'm just like, this is so dumb, but I love it. I'm just, like within 5 minutes, they're just like, congrats on making it. We're gifting you a car. And I'm just like, you just have a Mazda Miata to give me? Okay.
Nice.
Inflation. Woo! Recession.
Yeah, recession. What?
Very Tokyo Drift of you.
Yeah.
But yeah, the game is gorgeous. What I do enjoy, and I don't remember that from the previous game, is they're doing a lot of like tourism. You have these things that are called day trips, and one of the characters take you for a joyride, and then they'll take you. You'll drive through like key areas of Japan. And they'll tell you what it is and how it is and what it is. And, like there's this giant bridge that is a giant spiral. And you have a view of Mount Fiji in the background and everything. And while you're on this like giant like thing, like just a big like drifting opportunity that never ends is basically what it is. She explains like on the little radio what it is. And on top of taking photos of cars, so that you would take a photo of every model of cars, which you've had before, You can take photos of tourist spots,
Oh, cool.
and you'll also earn like more credits and stuff. There was always, the Horizon boards that give you extra XP, 1,000, 3,000, whatever. Now they have like little mascots, like Japanese mascot across the map, and you can also smash them with your car to earn more stuff. It's just like a big map, a big collectathon, a big thing of exploring. I started this morning. I was like, oh, there's a rally event. You start and then there's a race, but it also unlocks other races, and it's usually like timed events, a bit like daily quests, whatever. And I wanted to do that. I didn't have a car. And they were like, all right, you need to buy a rally car. I was like, I thought I already had one, but all right. I wanted to buy the Audi Quattro, but she was 750,000. I only have like 200. And I was like, yeah, okay. So I bought the Volkswagen, which the name is different, but it's basically a Volkswagen Bug.
Okay.
Because she was affordable, but I think she is slow because I tried that first race twice and I could not get out of last place. And I was like, I have too many driving assists for this to be this hard. So I think my top speed was just too low. And then I remembered, you have to get the car and you have to bring in the garage and you have to upgrade them and you have to tune them. And it's just like, I just wanted to like grab car and drive. So I was like, I dropped out of that and I was like, I think I need to just focus on the main Forza events because I've only been playing for like 2 or 3 hours at this point. I finished the tutorial basically. And I was already going into like all these extra events, but I don't have necessarily the car for it or enough money to buy good cars for these events. So I'm like, I don't need to finish first, but if you want to keep going in the event, you need to like at least be 5 or 4. I'm like, I couldn't even break out of 12 the last place. So I was like, yeah, I think, and I wasn't driving bad. I just think like everybody had a faster car than me. Sometimes that's all it takes.
Yeah, it really is. It's just like, it's just one stat is higher than the other.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It's definitely the type of thing that I'm like, it makes me want to get a fucking driving seat and driving wheel and everything. Because playing on a controller is all right. Like if I play on a controller, I do need some of the driving assists.
Yeah.
Especially the handling, because just like I was saying, we were talking about yesterday, like just like trying to drive by keeping your finger on the joystick doesn't really work. I often find myself just kind of like tick, 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 ticking. Like I never like hold it like if you were turning. I always kind of like just kind of give it little hits.
Yeah.
And hope the car stays aligned, but it doesn't really work as well.
Have you ever thought about trying one of those 3D printed little wheels that snap onto your controller?
No.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
That like goes onto your analog stick and it's like a little wheel. I saw it at one point on like TikTok or something. People, either you can buy it on Etsy from people or if you have a 3D printer, just go get the patent for it or the printer file, right?
I have enough nerds at work with 3D printers. I think I could give that $20 to avoid the shipping costs.
Yes, true. But yeah, when you come to town to visit, you'll just have to try Mike's rig.
Definitely, because it's something that like it's been every time I play Forza, it itches. And I wonder if I fall off of the racing games because I don't have a racing rig without needing the full immersive thing. Like I always figured like maybe just having the wheel and a shift stick, I'd be like, ooh, that'd be great, because a lot of people assume when I play Forza that I play manual stick shift because I am a stick shift driver, but I'm like, it's just so bad on a controller. It's just so bad.
Yeah, it's tough.
I just play automatic and I play with the triggers and the, it's better to almost like treat that car like if I was like driving a spaceship or, doing just basic driving in like a GTA or a Watch Dogs or whatever. The simulation part, if you just have a controller, is not the best. But Forza Horizon is mostly an arcade game, so just turn on the driving assists that make you feel comfortable playing and just go and have fun and shoot the shit. I think like I was driving a lot on these roads and doing sports car. I think next time I play, I'm just gonna find an off-road thing, because they did give me an old ass from the 90s. A Jimmy.
Nice.
A GMC Jimmy, like with the really up there, with the...
On a lift kit?
Yes. Thank you. That's the words. And I have a feeling that I'll be bouncing around. They also gifted me like a small like Nissan. I don't know what it's called, but I think they're only in Europe. It looks like I'm driving a bread box. It is slow as fuck, but I was like, you always need a shitty car to just drive around and find the secrets.
Oh, because you don't want to be going super fast.
Exactly, because everybody's doing the supercars, but then if you see something on the corner you end up like spinning trying to brake, or the handling's not the best if you want to kind of like turn on a dime. So I always have a shitty car that's like good on the road, good off road, so that if you start secret hunting, or if you're looking for barn finds, because those are back, I always like to have like a potato, essentially, something that goes 0 to 90 maybe. Just to have fun and also look at the scenery, do some photo mode stuff. Their photo mode has always been A1. So yeah, it's Forza Horizon 5, but in Japan this time. I really enjoyed the one in England. I really enjoyed the one in Australia. I really enjoyed the one in Mexico. Having this one in Japan is also great. They're doing the seasons again with actual seasons. 1 week it's winter, or 1 week it's spring.
Okay.
I forget if it's week long, but it's essentially a live game. Right. So they do cycles and timed events and cars that you can only get if you play at certain moments in the game and stuff like that. If you're really into it, like you can log in every day and do the events and get all the cars. I just essentially subbed to Game Pass for a month to play that for a while, and then after a while I kind of fall off of it. But I highly recommend it, honestly, if you're just looking for turn brain off kind of the game. Sometimes just driving around Japan, the other games are not offline either. They're still going. So yeah. Sometimes you just kind of open Forza and keep going. The one thing I was disappointed with is for the past like 3 Horizons, I want to say, since Horizon 3, I was able to re-download all the vinyl groups and decals I had made in the past.
Oh, that's cool.
Not this one.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah.
So soon. I was like, oh, that's going to be great.
No. Well, I was in the last one. It's not this one.
No. So I think they changed a lot, and apparently they did a lot of enhancement to the car designs and customization. And I think it kind of made it that it fell out of compatibility with the previous games.
Okay.
Some people were saying you can save your vinyl groups, export them, and then you'll have that, but you can't do like the whole car or the whole decals. And because I had made the design of the water cup, like the Fuck Jerry icon, the whole 90s water cup. I had made that, and I applied it to a lot. Every time I had a shitty car, like I said, like a potato, like an old thing, like an old Honda Civic, or like some, God forbid, like a Sunfire, all these like 90s boxcar, I would put it white, put that on the side of the car. I couldn't find it at all. So anyway, these types of designs, I'm not the only one to do it, but it was how I made passive income in these games, is I would make a few like funky vinyl groups. At one point I had made the Look of Disapproval, the one you make with the special characters.
Yes.
I had literally found the special character, grabbed one of the fonts that they give you in game, use the actual characters you would type on your keyboard to make that Look of Disapproval, and I would just like add it on every one of my car. At one point you need a quick like little Look of Disapproval somewhere. It was like the snail in Adventure Time. It's always there. Sometimes it's small in a corner, sometimes it's big, but you always got to spot the Look of Disapproval. All of that, I couldn't find it, so maybe I'll have to like just remake them. But I didn't spend a lot of time customizing my cars. I was just like, I just want to drive, honestly. I don't want to be bogged down by the details of all that. But I'll figure out at least a way to recover some of my shitty memes so I can put them on my cars.
I think I'm over halfway through 07 First Light. Not going to lie, didn't have a lot of time to play this week. It's just there's been so much going on. And I went to the upfronts for my work and things like that. So it's just like, it was a packed week. But got to play a bunch today and stuff. And I did go and kind of look at how many chapters there were and things like that. And like, yeah, I'm in the second half for sure. So looking forward to finishing that up. It plays like a movie. It's so much fun. I love it. I love them. I think I like the spots where you're trying to solve a mystery and hunt things down and kind of be more of a spy, more so than the infiltration or like all out battle areas, because you do enter some of those. But yeah, when you're just like playing like almost like you're Nathan Drake in Uncharted, I'm like, yeah, okay, fine. But when it really sings when you're like going around a fancy event trying to eavesdrop or trying to charm someone or bluff them and make them think you're someone you're not, like doing the real spy stuff. Like that's what I'm enjoying the most. All right, we're going to take a little break. And then we're going to get into our top of the week. Not going to do a game this week because, with Summer Game Fest and all the festivities, there's just so much to talk about. So, we're going to get into our top 5 games and announcements that we saw at the Summer Game Fest this past week, right after this break. Hi, Future Leah here. I'm currently editing this podcast, and I need to interrupt for a public service announcement. The top 5 lists you're about to hear were recorded on Sunday, before Nintendo decided to wake up and choose violence. At the time of this recording, we thought we had a pretty good idea on our favorite games from the showcase season. Then Nintendo showed up on Tuesday and said, "That's cute." So yes, we are aware that there are some absolutely massive announcements that aren't represented here. No, we're not ignoring them. We're just simply living in a simpler time. We'll have plenty to say about Nintendo's Direct next week. In the meantime, please enjoy this historical artifact from the pre-Direct era. And now, back to the show. Summer Game Fest season is always a little overwhelming. There's so many showcases, so many trailers, so many announcements that it's really easy for great games to get lost in the noise. So instead of trying to talk about everything, we each challenged ourselves to pick just 5 games. These are the reveals that got us the most excited, the games we're still thinking about days later, and the ones that most likely to end up in our libraries when they launch. The funny thing is, when we compare our lists, they almost feel like personality profiles. We may have watched the same showcases, but our top 5s couldn't be more different. So let's get into that. Catherine, would you like to kick us off here now today?
Oh, yeah. Let's get out of the way. Control Resonant. Hello.
Yeah.
They were at Summer Game Fest, if I remember correctly. But they also had like a bigger deep dive into the gameplay during the PC game show.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still hyped for this game. I just want to play it. It broke confinement. They're outside of the oh god, I forgot the name of the seat of power, but like all of Manhattan is fucked, and you gotta unfuck it with your giant hammer and your superpowers. Looking forward to it. Like just this mechanic where you have gravity shift. So essentially the main level designer was on camera saying that if it looks like a surface you could walk on, you can probably shift it and then the camera changes and that's where you're walking now. It's essentially like their level design is essentially an Escher drawing.
Oh,
you know
Escher,
the one that does the funky perspective.
Right. With the weird, stairs and stuff.
Exactly. So I'm like, every time they show this game, I'm like, I can't wait to play it. And it's the only kind of spoop I can do. I'm very low on the spoop meter. There's only 2 spoops I can do, and it's like Senua and Control. Everybody else can fuck right off.
How about you, Joelle? What made your top 5?
So the first one that like I have been dreaming about since I saw the fever dream that was the trailer is God of War Luffy. Like that for sure. I blown away by that during the PlayStation showcase. I am so excited.
I am too, and I didn't play much of the other games, but I can't wait to see how they build that story because the concept of like her kind of fighting her way through the afterlife is so cool.
Yes.
It's just I don't know yet how I feel about the gelatinous cube with a sword in it.
I am 100% with you because I was like so on board. I was like, this is great. I love all of this. Like, I'm so excited. And then she gets, I mean, this is just the trailer, but like she gets imprisoned and then her like cellmate is this Jello cube that talks.
Yeah.
And I was like, is this a placeholder. I honestly thought it was like a placeholder asset for something, just
That's
because
so
like
funny.
it's just a 3D cube, and all of the other art direction of the game, it's always so intricate, right? And like so visually stunning.
Yeah.
And this was just a cube. So I'm like, maybe they're not done. I was just like,
But it
maybe
also felt weird. Like you're
does.
seeing Faye, and you're seeing these other two villains, one that looks like some crazy like Chinese demon, and the other one that kind of has like Egyptian vibes.
Egyptian, very
and then
Egyptian.
you're in this thing and it looks all dreary and everything, and then you've got this like anthropomorphic sword and gelatinous cube interacting with you, and you're like, it's almost throwing in quirk that I don't know if it's appropriate or not yet.
Yeah. Or like a little bit of Uncanny Valley too, because like in the trailer they do a fight sequence with one of the bosses, and like one-on-one, so that you can get a sense of like her combat and stuff, which I was so on board for. But then in the background you have the cube helping, and I was like, is this supposed to be funny? Or is this like, because it would like kind of run into the boss and be like, bam. And then I was like, this is taking me out of this fantasy hard. And I was like, I don't know. That's why I'm like, is this going to be something else? Like, or is this it? Like, is Frank the Cube? I was just like, is this what we're doing? Santa Monica? But I will hold judgment. I'm still really excited for the game. I also thought that they did such smart, I don't know, the art direction and the cinematography of this trailer was nuts, because like it was so heavily designed, and there were so many cool Easter eggs in it. And I have to say, one of my favorite parts, I've watched it 3 times, I think already. I need to watch it again. But like, because it seems like the female Egyptian god, there was a moment where she was trying to like summon her kitty, and you got a side profile of her and she pointed. And I was like, they like directly took that image from like a hieroglyph, like a pharaoh, like something like right from the statue of just like, you saw that side profile and her pointing. And I'm just like, that is so iconic, like such iconic iconography of this culture. And there were so many of those like throughout I was just like, I'm like, whoever wrote this, I was like, deserves a raise, because this was so good. It was so good. So I'm totally with you on the cube. I'm like, I miss the talking head. Like, can I have Manir back? But anyway, I was so excited though when I watched it. So
I also was not a fan of the cube, but I think what they're going for this game is not cohesive. It looks like it's just an amalgamation of a lot of deities and magic systems. And things fucked, and Faye needs to unfuck it. Because also I was like, why a cube? Why this? Like, this is very medieval.
Yeah, Sword in the Stone.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought it was until the cube started talking. It had a name.
I'm like, oh no, this is our boy. Like, it's a cube.
It's a cube.
It's a cube.
Oh man,
but I'm still hyped for this game though.
Yeah.
And none of the trolls on the internet can take that hype away.
No, I don't care. I was just like, there's going to be so many feelings, and I'm like, I don't care about the internet's feelings.
In air quotes.
Yeah,
and a whole lot of salt feelings.
I'm like, I don't care about their feelings.
She's not strong enough. I'm like, when Baldur showed up and found Kratos, he was looking for her. By the way, and disappointed to find Kratos. So
we will see how powerful she is.
I think you should play the second game then. Like, you know, I think they need to realize how big of a deal she was, and like then you haven't been paying attention.
No,
like, I think is the takeaway.
Totally. First on my list, I think it was announced at the PlayStation event, but Banco Chef. So this is the prequel to Dave the Diver, where you're following the chef who taught you how to make sushi.
Yeah.
And so it hooked me instantly. Like I knew that this was going to be my jam. He's such a fun character. Like you kind of wanted to know more about him because, just his whole personality. So the idea of getting a prequel centered around Banco, it just seems like the natural fit for this production crew and developer. So spin-off of Dave the Diver. I have no flippin' clue what the mechanics are going to be like. Are you going to have something? Because like you can compartmentalize Dave the Diver in its different kind of segments of what you can do, and you break up your day that way. There's a bunch of different games that are kind of like that. It's like by day you do one thing, by night you do something else. So yeah, I don't know how they're going to mix and match that, but I'm here for it. Let's go.
That trailer gave me like Samurai Champloo vibes, and I was like, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. And I mean, we're getting is it called Into the Jungle DLC very soon too?
Yes.
Like, is that June or July? I feel like it's June. So yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was July, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. But either or. I mean, July is really not that far away either.
True.
All right. Let's go around the table again. Kat, what else was on your top 5?
I was pleasantly surprised by 1666 Amsterdam. By the people of Panache Games. Did Humankind something Odyssey? I didn't play that. It didn't look interesting to me. It's the studio founded by Patrice Desilets, which is like one of the game devs that was there for the start of Assassin's Creed at Ubisoft in Montreal. I liked the witchy vibes. They were like witchy vibes and a cat. I'm on the fence about it because I don't know how horror and gore it's going to be, because I do have a low threshold for the spoops. So I am really curious about it, but cautious. I'm not sure I'll be able to play it, depending on how much they lean into the horror and the demons. It really depends. If it's like heavy action and, like something like Doom wouldn't give me nightmares, but something like Resident Evil would, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's the psychological of it all. The Doom stuff, it's kind of like there's a filter of gratuitous nonsense that, while the relationship, emotional, and just jump scare of something like a Resident Evil or a Silent Hill, it just feels different in the spoopy nature.
Yeah. So, Control kind of like walks that line for me. So, and this game looks like it might walk that line. So I'm curious about it. I'm interested. The setting looks fire. Doing like fighting demons with my familiar cat. Absolutely.
Wicked. Joelle, what else did you add to your list?
Was super pumped, and I guess like rather taken aback by Monster Hunter Wilds Ascendance. So that kind of surprised me. I wasn't, I guess, expecting Monster Hunter to be coming out with, it says, a huge expansion. Looks like we're going to get like a new map, maybe some new monsters, new abilities, moving up a rank. So I think it's just going to be like the more is more of what we already love about Monster Hunter Wilds. And I really enjoyed Monster Hunter Wilds a lot. So I was pleasantly surprised to see the trailer. And the trailer was done so well. Like, it looks good. If you've played Wilds, like, it has a lot of the familiar, like, new mechanics, like mounts and the things that you are looking to do. And it hopefully will offer some really fun expansion, new kind of gameplay opportunities. So I am very excited for this one. So
cool. I have a feeling a lot of people are excited about that one. We know a lot of folks in our community enjoy Monster Hunter games.
Yeah.
Next on my list is Fable. Now, I was playing a little bit of fun last week, making fun of the fact that they were delayed. Then sure, I'm disappointed that it got delayed. But like, honestly, that showcase, like that trailer, just made me feel a whole heck of a lot better. I think it's probably the best presentation they had of the game when it started. I didn't know it was Fable. Like, it didn't feel like it. Like, it's almost like it didn't have the humor. Like, the humor like built later. It was a pretty dark trailer when you think about it too. So yeah, it feels like it's actually coming to shape, and you can kind of see what the gameplay is going to be like in it too. So, I mean, we got a release date it actually has a solid date now. Like, we didn't have a date even last week when it was delayed. It's not like it was like end of 2026. Like, they were going to release in 2026. Well, now it's going to be February 23rd, 2027. So there's a potential for me to play that on my birthday when I'm off, because I am a firm believer in do not work on your birthday. So there. So yeah, I'm still going to make time for Fable. That's for damn sure. So take the time you need, Playground. Kat, what's next on your list?
Mine was by the game by Maverick Games, which is, by the way, a studio known for car games as well. Their trailer for Clutch had me pleasantly intrigued. It's a driving game with a story and a story mode.
Ooh.
With fully fleshed characters and everything. I was like, say less. So lots of Forza to get ready to be able to drive, and I'm looking forward to this one. I think it's going to be a good, like, turn your brain off, kind of like playing the story mode in Mortal Kombat or like Street Fighter.
Yeah.
But it looks more than that, because Forza Horizon also has a quote unquote story mode where you follow your progression in the festival and everything. But this looks like, there's going to be cutscenes and people talking and intrigued. And it looked really, really interesting. And the cars looked amazing. Like, they looked like Forza and Gran Turismo quality. I was like, absolutely. So I don't know what kind of intrigue it's going to be. Is it going to be like a Fast and Furious? Is it going to be like a Drive? I don't know. But I'm looking forward to trying it.
Yeah, I think when I watched this, I was like, is this an F1 movie game?
I can
the
see
vibe I got.
Yeah, totally.
Because I think just like of the dialogue and of the graphics look like out of control, like so good. Like the people and the depth of field and the lighting and like all that stuff. I also think this is a great title, like Clutch. Like, what a great title.
Yeah, great title.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Joelle, what's next on your list?
Okay, next on my list, this came really hot off the press. It was from the Xbox showcase that was today. We're recording on Sunday, so it was today. But to my heart's aflutter, I was so excited to see the trailer for Senua.
Yes.
Come out, because even though it's one of the most spoopier games that my baby little soul can handle, I'm excited that it's just about her.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really pumped. It's not about not that the other stories were bad or like not good premises, but I'm really excited. I'm really excited for this one. I think for a third game, I think this was really smart to dive into her. The combat looks more beefed up, looks more fun. The worlds look a little bit more appealing, like to engage with. The last game was so dark and so gory and very heavy. And that's part of the character, and that's part of like who she is in her story. So I hope that this just steers a little bit in a different direction. Like, I would personally enjoy that. If that's not the direction they go, that's fine. But that's kind of the vibes that I got from the trailer. And I was just like, I'm so happy this is coming. I can't wait. Like, wish list immediately. It's going to be on Game Pass. So pumped. Like, I'm really, really excited to play this game, and I'm excited that that they have created these series. So
it's gonna be,
I can't wait.
Day one for me as well. I didn't put it on my list because we were trying to not like double up on games, but day one for me as well. Absolutely, no questions asked.
Yeah, we're gonna go down the rabbit hole that is the Wholesome Direct, which I'm not gonna lie, I could have cherry picked a slew. I could have had all 5 games come from the Wholesome Direct. Not gonna lie, that was a really good showing. Like, holy smokes! Especially since we watched through the Summer Game Fest one, and I literally said in the chat, everything is ugly and gory, and the Wholesome Direct, complete opposite.
Oh yeah, yes,
complete opposite. Like, almost to the point where that actually all 3 of the like main pillar shows, like the PlayStation State of Play, the actual Summer Game Fest, and the Xbox press thing today, were all so heavily army gore, fighting, shooting, spooky, whatever, that like if you had brought some of these games into the mix, it would have felt like a fish out of water.
Yeah.
So anyways, the game that I'm actually adding is called Tinker Nest. So I don't think it's any secret now that, I'm into a management sim. You show me a management sim, and I'm probably gonna like take a look. Like it says sim, and I'm like, yes. Oh wait, I get to control things and manage people or characters or craft things or whatever. I'm in. So yeah, Tinkerness essentially hooked me right at the get go. The aesthetic is like this pixel art isometric style that is very like, I don't want to say pastel-y. Wow, I take a gander at this. I'm not exactly sure what you would call this, but it has like autumn vibes. Like I can see playing this and like, this is sweater weather in a video game is what it looks like. And you're like playing with these lovable animals to and villagers to like build your community together. So yeah, it has the animals, it has the automation systems, it has building a little community while you're uncovering secret underground stuff and like other stories and things. It feels like one of those games that could like consume me for a significant amount of time. So yeah, I have this wish listed on my Steam page already because damn, this looks so good. And I think it's only developed by like 2 people.
Wild.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of some of that like pixelated detail art style, kind of like Dave the Diver. Like
it does, yeah.
It does have that. Yeah, definitely. But you can see like Dave the Diver looked tropical in all of its aesthetic, right? It looks like Miami tropical vibes. This one straight up feels like fall, September. The leaves
Pacific
are changing.
Northwest.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, like what you'd kind of expect to see in that season. The sweater weather, give me your pumpkin spice lattes and all that jazz. So, yeah.
It's so cute. I love how round all the animals are.
They're very rotund.
Yes. But they're
cutesy.
They're the cutesy rotund where like they're like a pear.
Yes.
Like a plushie.
Yes. Very much like a plushie.
They're very cute.
But the art's so nice. So yeah, anyways, I'm going to be following this one. We'll wait and see. Time for our 4th picks. Catherine, go ahead.
This is my pick from the Wholesome Direct. It's Tales of Seiku. And essentially, what if Stardew Valley was set in Asia and I could turn into animals to farm? And
it's
I
really
was
cool.
like, honestly, bet. So it's a farming simulator set in, I think, Japan. It looks Japanese, and the art style is very like intersection of like manhwas and animes and stuff like that. And you can turn into a bird and fly. You can turn into a big like bison to help you just kind of destroy shit to then rebuild it. You can fish. You can become a blob water, go in the water, or you can stand on the side of the water as a human and fish. There's relationships. There's combat. There's everything in the kitchen sink. And I'm really digging that little like Switch 2 vibe art style. Except it's coming to platforms. It's coming to PC. So I'll be able to play it. And yeah, it's just adorable. And I was like, all right, just a setting we haven't done. And the idea of me turning into the animals, not like having animals to help you. You turn into the fucking cow.
It's kind of like Pacopia because that's what happens. You as Ditto start learning the things that other Pokemon can do, like Squirtle to water stuff. Yeah. So yeah, no, that's a great mechanic.
Yeah, and it looks like you can make your own little farmer and decide what you look like and decide who you romance and then you can have your little farm. So I'm looking forward to it. I haven't dove into a farming sim in a hot minute, so
you're due.
Like, this one I might make me fall back in love with the art style, with the style of the game.
Cool. Joelle, your 4th pick?
My 4th pick actually came from, I saw this fairly early on. I think I started this on Thursday. The Game Awards YouTube channel had a Summer Games Fest, the Mix Summer Showcase event, and I took a gander at that, and it was just like trailer after trailer after trailer after trailer, kind of one of those kind of mixers. And I first saw this game, and I thought, I'm really excited to try this. And the game is called My Dog. And it looks like it's a run and gun kind of 2D platformer game similar to Cuphead. It's by a different studio. Let me just make sure I got the studio name right. But you play as it's developed by Odd Men In, and the player is going to traverse vibrant locations to stop the apocalypse. And the apocalypse is that you're inside a human which has a cold. And so you play as like a little I'm guessing like you're like a white blood cell, or like you're a little germ that is trying to go through the human's body and get rid of like all the infection. And it looks so fun. Probably like a little bit like a little dark kind of humor. And the main protagonist, when you're running around, you look like you belong in a Nickelodeon space adventure.
It's
It looks
Ren
like
and
Ren and
Stimpy.
Stimpy.
Yes, there you go, Ren and Stimpy.
I'm
Thank
like,
you.
they knew who they were speaking to when they did the art of this. Like, there has to be one of the folks from Ren and Stimpy involved.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
have to
you're
be.
right. You're
this
right.
is is like too copycat. Like this is a suable offense. If
Especially some of the like zoomed in shots that
Yeah.
are like super
Yeah.
extreme, kind of like gross, weird illustration. Yeah, that is so
Yeah.
Ren and Stimpy. It's not funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it looks really fun. It looks like there's a lot of cool platforming involved. You get a gun, you get to kill things and run back and forth between the screens. So I first saw that and I was like, I need to know more about this game. So I'm really excited for my Doug to hear more about what's to come.
Let me read you some of the comments on the YouTube channel of the trailer that we're going to add to the Girls on Games webpage with this episode in it. People have said, that's some 90s Ren and Stimpy blazing entrails right there. Someone else wrote, happy, happy, joy, joy. Someone else, Ren and Stimpy with Earthworm Jim vibes. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
totally.
totally.
I see that.
Yeah. This is, someone else wrote, Metroid, Cuphead, Ren and Stimpy, Osmosis Jones equals this game.
Like, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Yeah, that is like dead on.
That is dead on. Yeah, it's like the Magic School Bus turned into a video game.
Yeah.
But it's not educational.
Oh my God, so true. Continuing down my Wholesome Direct. Also, Wholesome Direct has like the full like a mini page inside Steam, so go check out the stuff that they have there, because you can easily just go through and wish list everything, which makes things really easy for those of you, because I'm not gonna lie, it's hard in these directs too for me to not get distracted like trying to write it down. Like, thank goodness Jenny kept saying, don't worry, you don't have to take notes, you could go to the website after. I'm like, thank you, Jenny. So Waterfall is the game that's next on my list. So the older I get, the more I appreciate games that just let me chill out and build something beautiful. Waterfall absolutely scratches that itch. So it's not about survival or resource grinding or racing against the clock. Instead, it's focused on experimentation and discovery. You're essentially dragging and trying to get water to flow from area to area to rehydrate the land. So as you're doing this, there is a system that essentially helps you bring back the animals, flora and fauna to the area. And part of in doing that, there's like this collection mechanic. So you're essentially trying to, refill your Pokedex in a sense to bring all the creatures back. So it's got the collecting sticker book kind of vibes. And I'm really intrigued to play this. It introduces itself with this like little fox and things. They call it a cozy minimalist nature builder. So I think this is going to be great. Very kind of different because, I'm usually like, even in Timberborn, you're racing against the clock in order to, save your beaver colony from drought or bad water or whatever. This one doesn't look like that. It's mostly like you're trying to, make your way down and get the water physics to work to, rehydrate the land and bring all the animals and creatures and stuff back. All right. Round 5. Go ahead, Kat.
All right. This one I think I saw in the PC gaming show. It's called Hack 95. And if you are looking, we were talking about Baby No Money. If you're looking for that Windows 95 Internet Explorer time, this is what it is. You're essentially a hacker in the 90s. Hacking like the biggest corporation there is, called Access Mega System. A lot of these like logos on these companies, they look very similar. And you have this desktop for your gameplay, which you're essentially on a Windows 95 computer. It's just amazing. The aesthetic is down. They show there's like your Winamp with the green head in the corner. Again, like they're just enough on the side to not get sued by Microsoft, obviously. But it's just so nostalgic, and I can't wait to see the type of gameplay and the type of puzzle mechanics to just like hack the biggest company in the world. It's just going to be great. I'm looking for that nostalgic, and like even the end card of the trailer that says Hack 95. It's like it's in that old school serif font. And on the side, there's like the graphic is just an amalgamation of like internet stuff of that time, like a dancing baby. It just says cybercrime in the most like word out ever directly from Windows. There's solitaire. Amazing. Like I was just sitting there like, I have no clue what this is, but they nailed it. And I kind of want to play it.
Well, I think there's a demo. So remember I told you that I had a email from I think it's Fourth Floor Creative that's working with them. And yeah, they mentioned that there's the Steam demo mixes the period accurate operating systems and deck building gameplay with interactive chat, live action video, and even a radio station to give players a unique 30-minute experience. So yeah, maybe you should give that a spin.
I should try the demo. I think it's going to be good. They have a website, www.hack95.
They have a website.
Of course they do. And it's going to look like GeoCities from 1995.
It's got to be. Please, absolutely.
Where's Clippy?
I got a safe browser. It doesn't work. Never mind.
Okay. Dear producers of Hack 95, go fix your website. Thank you very much.
Make
Sincerely, Girls on Games.
It's like how the Space Jam website was never updated, and it is perfectly 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It ain't broke. Don't fix it. Joelle, what's the last one on your list?
Last one on my list. This one also kind of came from the Xbox showcase, so kind of a last minute push for me. But I saw this game and I'm like, was this game made for me?
It's exactly what I thought when I saw it. I was like, Joelle's either gonna love this, she's gonna hate it.
Like I was like. They went inside my brain and was like, is this part of your apocalyptic plan? Well, let us give you some practice. And the game is called Join Us, and it's the start a doomsday cult of your very own. Recruit followers, build your compound, customize your cult's beliefs, which I'm really looking forward to what that's all about, and defeat enemies in this 1 to 4 player co-op action-packed open world survival experience. Can you survive the apocalypse? I should fucking hope so, because I felt like I was born for this game.
Nice.
I'm so excited. This trailer, I was like, this is so exciting. They look like mercenary monks. They have a lot of the religious garb on, like with the collars and the robes, but then you add guns and all the toxic horribleness that comes with cults. And there's farming and there's building. And then you get to brainwash people in the way that you want. I probably come off as a complete psychopath, but I'm just I cannot wait to see how deep this game can go. And I was so happy when it was third person. I was just please be third person so I could play this game. So I'm really excited for this.
Yeah, I was at first I was watching it and I was like, am I seeing another Far Cry? Because I'm just thinking about Far Cry 5, right? And then it has that weird kind of humor in it too.
Yes.
Yeah,
very off, goofy, makes you a little uncomfortable, dark. I'm just I love everything about this. I can't wait. So I'm pretty excited for this. So I don't know if it would be so fun to try to play this co-op, but I'm afraid I'll just get too bossy. I don't know if I can share ruling of my cults. But yeah, it is pretty funny when people talk about what would you do in an apocalypse? My first answer is start a cult. Because I'm just I feel like your chances of survival go up really high unless you totally, mess up your cult.
Yeah.
But then you gotta make sure that you have a fall person and then you start another cult. So I don't know.
Maybe you do want someone else then.
I don't. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I need to set them up. Appropriately.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, but
nice.
I'm pretty pumped. Pretty excited.
I have an honorable mention. And Kat, I think you had it on your list, and I just put a note there to remind myself to talk about it, but then maybe you took it off your list. But at the same time, all we saw was a logo, and it just said P6.
Yeah,
Persona
I'm also surprised.
6.
Yeah, I'm This is an honorable mention because I was like, where is this? Why doesn't neither of you have this on their list?
But it was surprising because it was like, hey, Persona 6 is coming. We're like, cool. Why are you at the Xbox showcase though?
Yes!
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, good point.
Yeah, and they were showing Persona 4 Revival, which now has a release date too in next year. So, like, I don't anticipate this coming next year. It's probably coming in 2028. But yeah, this is usually a PlayStation first title.
So
that now is gone the other side.
Yeah, it was for the longest time. It was a Nintendo title.
That too, yes, true.
It was a handheld title, then it became a PlayStation title. Now it looks like they got this deal going on with Xbox. Summer Game Fest had the Final Fantasy VII reveal for the last.
That's true.
Sure did.
I was like, okay. After like showing us all the army and zombie games, they were like Final Fantasy VII. And they had Matthew Mercer there and everything because he voices Vincent Valentine. I'm just like, this took a turn. Okay. You know, I was like, why aren't those two things not at the PlayStation State of Play? It felt a bit off for me. But yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. I was just like, of course they're going to make a Persona 6. But I was like, for me, it was that the reveal and the tease was during the Xbox showcase.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then after that, they went into Spyro, which, of course, like historically, it was a PlayStation exclusive back in the day. It was a PlayStation 1 or 2 game, Spyro, back in the day. And they were also at the Xbox showcase, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
What is Asha Sharma doing on over there? Now, I don't know how long ago some of these deals were made, but still.
They predate her, that's for sure.
I would imagine, knowing how this stuff goes down on the music side. Yeah, fascinating. So yeah, my last one, you know, I'm keeping it on theme. You know, Wholesome Direct team, they got me figured out. I'm just like, just that's all I need to watch. So take a management sim, and then instead of just like humans you're managing, instead let's do adorable frogs. Croakwood is going to be awesome. It looks the perfect mix of creativity, progression in that cozy sim vibe where you're building a village again, you know, decorating it, helping it grow. But instead you're kind of in this, you know, like swampy area to just change things out instead of like a pretty meadow or whatever. I'm curious to see how you keep the aquatic side of things in there. Obviously, you see a little bit through like stuff that I've played, like Timberborn. So I'm curious to see how this is going to pan out. It's going to come to early access at some point, but on the Steam page, they have a Join the Croakwood playtest. So I may do that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So I'm curious now when this is going to come, and I'll get to try this and play this as well. So yeah. I could have picked so much from the Wholesome Direct. Like, so much. There was so much cool shit. 3 of my favorite announcements came from that one showcase. Like, the big budget stuff is fun, but I'm finding more and more that, like, I'm not playing games anymore to be put in stressful, high-stakes scenarios. I need an escapism mechanic away from my normal everyday sort of thing. And that kind of is not scratching the itch for me right now. First Light's doing pretty good. But yeah, I think I'm going to be pretty picky between the, like, you know, big bombastic, you know, AAA games right now. I don't know if it's not that I've been burned by any of them. I just think that my appetite is just switching a little bit. But yeah, there was a lot of good stuff announced. And I'm sure there's other things out there that other people, you know, we're keen on. So, you know, shoot us a note in Discord.
There was the Day of the Devs that was like an hour-long indie showcase that I didn't have time to watch.
Yeah, exactly.
There's so much.
I went through all of the press emails that I received and, you know, checked out a few things from that. I think Xbox was the only one that announced some sort of console thing. So or hardware is what I should say. So they are releasing a translucent green Xbox Series X and a controller in honor of the anniversary of Xbox. And that, like, I was watching Kind of Funny while the thing was going on, the event was going on, and that I hit a chord with them. And it did with me too, because, like, if we are now going back and essentially, you know, rose-colored glasses, but playing games like Hack 95, artists are using tropes from that era in their visuals and stuff, like Baby No Money. It just seems only right that we start getting some of those see-through hardware and consoles and controllers again. And I think they picked it. It makes sense to do it bright green. Why not, right?
Oh, I might pick up that controller. I think it looks good.
It
looks
does
great.
look good.
It looks great.
Yeah. I didn't see anybody else drop any console stuff or hardware.
No hardware? No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Not that I can recall.
Also,
And-
Nintendo famously absent.
Right. That's the
Yes,
other thing.
good call, Kat. Yes.
So there's a rumor going around that there might be something this week. So we'll wait and see. Because, yeah, I was really disappointed that we didn't get anything about Witchbrook. Like, nothing. I thought for sure
nothing.
when we didn't get anything in the Wholesome Direct, I'm like, they're partnered with Xbox. Maybe that's why, and they're waiting to hold it there. We'll wait and see. And with that, closes out our show. As always, check out the show notes on girlsongames.ca for links to all the stories mentioned in the episode. This week, we will have all the trailers linked. So if you want to go check out the games, you can. If you have the power to rate and review this podcast where you're consuming it, that would be much appreciated. Why? It helps us with discovery, pushes us up in the rankings, and any comments you leave help us build our show. As always, I'd like to get the ladies to shout out their social media handles so you can follow them anywhere and everywhere online. Catherine, where can people find you?
I am CSDSBINS on Blue Sky, Instagram, Threads, but I'm always posting stupid memes in the Girls on Games Discord.
And Joelle, where can people find you?
People can find me on Instagram at JoelleLauren87 and on Blue Sky at Joelle Lauren. But always hanging out on the Girls on Games Discord, posting about food and my dog and all my health updates, which have been way too many this past year. So come and say hi and join the conversation. It's a good group.
And I'm Leah Jewer on most social media platforms. But of course, you want to know everything there is to know about Girls on Games. You can track us down at The Girls on Games on Twitter and Facebook. Just Girls on Games, no the in there on Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, and TikTok. Discord.me/Girls on Games to continue this conversation and more. But of course, if you ever want to know anything at all, you can track it down at our home base. That's our website, girlsongames.ca. Thank you, Kat. Thank you, Joelle. It's been another lovely week in video games, and I've got more First Light to play and a whole lot of things to save on my Steam wish list. Until next time, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.